Proposals for a neighbourhood forum in Titchfield have been put forward. The aim is to develop a neighbourhood plan for Titchfield, with Fareham Borough Council setting up a public consultation. They're inviting comments on the proposals before they decide whether to approve the request. Our reporter Shan Robins has the details.
Neighbourhood plans allow communities to set their own priorities and draw up plans for the use and development of land in their area, and they must broadly match what is in the council's local plan. A group of people within Titchfield has set up a neighbourhood forum, as they would like to make a start on those plans but need council approval to continue.
We're trying to make Titchfield a place to go to rather than go through. In other words, we want people to come to the village because although we have lots of very interesting and historic buildings, there aren't any trees, there aren't any shrubs, the traffic is difficult, crossing the road is difficult, and we're trying to make Titchfield a better place.
Titchfield has a tremendous history and heritage. We have the second oldest Saxon church in the south of England. We have an abbey which goes back to the 13th century, which was converted in fact to a country house which was occupied by the Earls of Southampton. We've had visits by many of the monarchs to the abbey. Charles I was arrested in the abbey prior to his incarceration at Carisbrooke on the Isle of Wight and his execution. We've had royal weddings taking place at the abbey. Henry VI married Margaret of Anjou in the abbey. So it's a tremendous heritage which we want to preserve, and that's part of promoting the village within the Neighbourhood Plan.
As part of making Titchfield a better place, the forum first sought the opinions of people in the village via a questionnaire.
From that we collated that, and we could see that there were a number of areas that were coming up, such as traffic, play areas, some housing. So then we divided into subgroups and started to work on those particular areas.
We did an accessibility audit, which we travelled, we had a disabled person and an occupational therapist, and we went around the village, including the doctor's surgery and the church, looking at what needs to be changed to make the place more accessible for older people, for disabled and for pushchair users.
You need to constantly consult with the village to see how things are going, and we've already had an open day when all the people in the village could come and have a look at our progress. And of course we work alongside Fareham Borough Council as well, because we have to make sure of what they're doing in the larger area.
What do you see that still needs to be done?
Improvement in the traffic. We also need some more housing. The age of the people in Titchfield is much higher than the actual average age of Hampshire, and we're trying to get some first-time buyer houses and some social housing, and Colin may be the better person to speak to on that because he's our planning guy.
We need to have consideration to the provision of housing and a diversity of housing within the village. Not only just sort of the larger houses, which the village mostly consists of these days, but to have houses suitable for either younger people that need to continue the life of the village and to be part of the life of the village. Part of the object of the neighbourhood plan is to look at future housing needs.
I think we're all working to the same ideal, really, that we want this village to be valued as it is at the moment, but to be continued to be valued in the future and to make improvements where they are necessary. So it's a constantly evolving place and a living place.
The area the proposed neighbourhood forum will cover extends from the railway line behind Titchfield Abbey down to Triangle Lane. Anyone interested in commenting can do so by Friday the 17th of February, either online at fareham.gov.uk or by a paper copy obtained from Fareham civic offices. This is Shan Robins for That's Solent.